Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Hello and welcome to Electro Drive News. Electric vehicle misinformation has become rampant in the media, but what's really going on in the electric vehicle marketplace? Let's take a closer look at some surprising statistics that debunk myths about EVs. In the UK, for example, there's been an increase in retailers stocking used electric vehicles. This is a sign of market confidence and indicates that demand for EVs is on the rise. The UK coalition, made up of Auto Trader, Charge UK, the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, ZapMap, and the National Franchise Dealers Association, has come together to combat misinformation about electric vehicles. But what's really going on with EV pricing? Despite concerns that demand for EVs is slowing down in the US, retailers are actually seeing more drivers going electric. There's an EV price war happening in several markets, and new, cheaper models are arriving every month. The global EV market is expected to continue growing at a solid pace, with Electro Drive News predicting that this year could end with above 25% EV market share. Now, let's talk about running costs. Many EV drivers simply plug in and charge whenever they need to, without considering time-of-use rates or utility incentives. Charging at off-peak hours rather than during peak demand hours can save EV drivers on charging costs. This is called smart charging, and it adds to the way you're already ahead of the curve in reducing emissions and cutting fuel costs. Of course, one of the biggest concerns about EVs is their range and charging capabilities. But did you know that EV batteries last much longer than previously thought? In fact, a Stanford SLAC report indicates that driver habits can extend the life of EV batteries by up to 40% compared to previous estimates. And with the cost of EV batteries dropping dramatically, the total cost of ownership, TCO advantage, is even greater. Now, let's talk about what you can expect from a full charge. The average person in the US drives around 1,200 miles per month, or about 39 miles per day round trip. But with EVs, most of our trips are shorter and more frequent. And with charging times getting faster all the time, it's never been easier to own an EV. But despite all these benefits, electric vehicle misinformation is still out there. From claims that EV batteries will explode in accidents to warnings about rising electricity prices, it seems like there's always something new to fear. But research has consistently shown that electric vehicles are typically safer overall than non-electric vehicles. So, what's the impact of this misinformation? Well, our chief editor Zachary Shahan believes that the power of misleading media has had a devastating effect on our democracy. It seems like the United States is now crumbling under the weight of misinformation, he says, and all that has unleashed. But there's good news too. Despite the rise in electric vehicle misinformation, Britain's greenhouse gas emissions have fallen by 4% in 2024, provisional government data showed. Emissions in the transport sector, Britain's largest source of greenhouse gases, fell 2% due to reductions in road vehicle diesel use. And electric vehicles are helping to achieve some really fine goals in the UK. So, let's keep an eye on these statistics and remember that when it comes to electric vehicles, facts matter more than fiction. Stay informed with Electro Drive News, your go-to source for all things electric vehicles.